The Route 89 Reflection. Route 89. A narrow, sun-scorched vein slicing through the heart of Arizona. A road forgotten by time and used only by those who seek silence, or those who are running from something. The desert around it stretches forever, bathed in gold and rust, its silence louder than the wind, its isolation absolute. I wasn't running, not yet. I was there to capture the land through my camera lens, a solo photojournalism project about forgotten roads of the American West. I came chasing light, texture, beauty. But I left with something else, something that never let go, something that doesn't show itself directly, only in reflections. I should have turned back the first time I saw it. But some part of me needed to know what it was. Some foolish instinct told me it was part of the story I was supposed to tell. What I found wasn't a story. It was a warning etched in shadow and mirror glass. The drive started as expected, long, empty stretches of road, the kind of open nothingness that makes you feel like the last person on Earth. The sky above me bled into crimson and purple, a dying sun melting over cracked earth. My car, old but reliable, hummed along steadily, the desert wind curling through the half-open window. At first, there was just a flicker, a shape, a blur, something that didn't belong. I spotted it in the rearview mirror, not clearly, not even for a full second, just a vague figure that vanished the moment my eyes fixed on it. I shook it off. Tricks of heat, exhaustion, the hypnotic rhythm of empty road. But it kept happening. Always in the mirror, never outside of it, never directly behind me. Always just out of focus, yet always clearly wrong. As if the mirror saw something reality refused to reveal. Something that wasn't supposed to be there, or maybe something that only lived in reflections. By sundown, I reached a rundown motel on the outskirts of nowhere. Desert Hollow Motel. A flickering sign buzzed above the lobby like a dying insect. The clerk barely looked up when I checked in. I asked for a quiet room. He handed me the key without a word. Room 12. Inside, the air was stale, thick with heat and old cigarette smoke. The walls were yellowing, the carpet was stained, and the mirror above the sink was cracked diagonally, like something had once punched through from the other side. I dropped my bag and stared into it for a long minute. Then it happened, again. Behind me, in the reflection, the shape returned. Clearer this time, a figure standing in the corner by the closet. Pale, too tall, no details, just a soft, humming distortion in the shape of a man. I spun around, nothing. When I turned back to the mirror, it had moved closer. Its outline shimmered, not like a ghost, but like something trying to become solid. The lights buzzed and flickered. A loud crack echoed as the mirror spiderwebbed further from its center. That was enough. I grabbed my bag and left without checking out. The road felt safer than that room ever could. I kept driving, all night. The desert changed after dark. No longer golden and vast, but black and endless. My headlights barely touched the road ahead. Shadows seemed to cling to the edges of the world, and something in the stillness felt alert. I avoided all reflective surfaces, duct-taped the rearview mirror, angled the side mirrors down, turned off my phone, hid the camera lens under a rag. But the figure still found me. It began to show up in more places, in windows, in water puddles, even in the glass face of my watch. Its presence wasn't visual anymore. It was felt, in my chest, in the heavy air, in the cold sweat that wouldn't dry. When I stopped for gas at a closed station, I caught my reflection in the side window of my car. And there he was again. Close now. So close I could almost feel his breath, though I knew he had none. I shut my eyes, counted to 10, looked again, gone. But I knew now, I wasn't alone. Not on this road, not anywhere near a reflective surface, and definitely not in my own mind. I needed answers. I went online, digging through forgotten forums, grainy videos, obscure threads. That's when I found the phrase, The Route 89 reflection. A handful of stories, rumours, posts that vanished minutes after they were written. They all said the same thing. A shape, a watcher, seen only in reflection. A presence that attaches itself to travellers on Route 89. And once you see it, once it notices that you see it, it begins to follow. It can't touch you, not directly, but it waits. It waits until you look, until you're alone and curious and afraid. They said smashing mirrors doesn't work. Covering them, ignoring them, it only delays it. You can't outrun it. It's not outside you anymore. It's behind your eyes, behind your reflection. I kept going. Days turned to nights. I barely slept. I refused to stop. The figure stopped appearing. The air felt lighter. The mirrors were clear. For the first time in what felt like weeks, I let myself believe I'd left it behind. I recorded my final thoughts on a handheld mic, like the others had done before they disappeared from the forums. I talked about fear, about what the desert hides, about how the most terrifying monsters don't need teeth or claws, just your reflection, just your attention. And then, last night, in a quiet diner near the Utah border, I washed my hands and looked up into the bathroom mirror. He was there, closer than ever. But this time, he moved when I didn't. Route 89 doesn't just go through Arizona. It goes through you, through your mind, through the places mirrors touch. Some roads change your direction, others change you. If you ever drive Route 89, never look too long in the mirror. And if you already have, it may be too late. Like, subscribe, share, before your reflection does.